Hello, everyone. This is Professor Maloney, and I'll be teaching you CGS1060 in this mini-term, 8-week mini-term B session. Basically, this term goes from October 24th until about December 15th or so. And by the way, I'm teaching 2 of these 8-week mini-term sessions. One is class reference number 9165. I believe that one is Monday and Wednesday nights from 6:15 until 9:30 p.m. And the other is reference 2143, and that's also 6:15 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. One is on Mondays and Wednesdays, and the other is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So every video I do, and just as an FYI, I make lots and lots of videos. And my videos are not these little, get a million hits at YouTube, put a little 30-second picture of a dog jumping off a house, or a baby, doing his or her first steps or something, which they're all beautiful things, obviously. But mine are long and boring videos. I get the views just from my students. My wife, my kids, friends that I teach with, because I make so many videos, tell me I should make these little 2-minute videos and demonstrate something in 2 minutes, and I'd get a lot of hits. Of course, I'd probably get a lot of hits, but I'm not, so my videos are boring. They're very long. I apologize in advance. I definitely will be doing lots of them, though. And the intent of these videos is to help you to be successful in this class. All righty. Now, so before I begin, with sharing my screen and actually showing some of the things at the Blackboard site and also at the MindTap site for this class, let me just begin with a few general notes. So first of all, just to let you know, this class starts, well, it starts, one starts on Monday, and it's a Monday-Wednesday class, and the other starts on Tuesday, and it's a Tuesday-Thursday night class. But the last day to drop this class and get a full refund is Thursday the 27th, meaning this Thursday. Okay, so please note and please pay close attention to what I'm saying in this video, because you may not want to be in my class. You may not want to be in my class. As an example of some things that you might not want. So this is an 8-week mini-term class, right? However, the material I have in it is the full 16-week term schedule of activities. Why? Well, every class has learning competencies, and we are supposed to teach certain material that then makes the class adhere to these competencies. So I do not say, well, gee whiz, let me cut out one Excel project, or cut out one Microsoft Access training assignment, or cut out one exam. Unequivocally, no. So, and let me kind of say this while I'm on this, called on a roll. Again, probably a negative roll for most of you, but either way, let me know, or let me get it out there. So when you're signing up for classes, some students love full-term classes. Some students love in-person classes. Some students love blended classes. Some students love MDC online classes. Some students love MDC live. And that's what I'm teaching here. And I'm going to be talking about these different modalities in a few minutes. But a lot of students, though, that pick mini-term classes are not prepared for the hard work involved in a mini-term class. So if you, as an example, are taking 4 classes, or you have a full-time job, you're working 40 or more hours in a week, or you have 2 or 3 children, and you have to obviously provide for your children, and it's hard to get even a minute of free time. I totally get it. I totally understand. But mini-term classes are not for anyone except if you have extremely good PC skills. If you have extremely good skills with things like Microsoft Word, meaning you can type very, very well. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to know everything in Word, but if you can type very, very well, then it'll be easier for you to be successful in this kind of a class than somebody who is literally hunting and pecking, for each letter on the keyboard. You're going to be busy in this class. You'll be working 10 hours a week, okay, outside of class in all likelihood, to make sure you are prepared to make great grades on each of the 5 exams. Yes, there's 5 exams in this class, just like there's 5 in a 16-week full-term class. You have a test, as a matter of fact, on day 3. Because it's only 8 weeks, rather than go with weeks, because we have to split weeks up a lot into what we're trying to accomplish. So I say days. So days 1, 2, and 3 are for the first portion of this class, okay? And I'm going to show you this at the MindTap site, which is a platform that we're going to be using in this class. And by the way, you must get your access code by the end of the 2nd day of class. If you do not, I will drop you. So again, if you have to be prepared if you're taking a mini-term class. You can't say, Professor, sorry, my financial aid ran out, or sorry, my financial aid didn't work, or sorry, I don't get financial aid and I can't buy it until next, whenever. Again, this is not a class for anyone other than students who have the wherewithal to do all the work on time, the wherewithal to study and to be prepared for doing everything they need to do all the time, and the wherewithal and the ability to create projects in Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel and Microsoft PowerPoint. There are no projects in Windows 10 and there are no projects in Microsoft Access. But so you need to be pretty skilled, in computers and in the Office suite to be able to do well in this class, especially because it's only an 8-week mini-term class. All right. So what did I just say? Basically, no material is being cut out. It's going to be a very difficult class. If you have a lot of other classes, if you work full-time, if you have obligations with family, which most people do, but depending on what you meaning yourself has to do, this class might not be a good fit for you. Okay, and you have to make that decision on day 1 or day 2 if you want to get a full refund. Okay, all right. So now let me go into some things here. All right, I'm going to go and unshare my little video of me here, and I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can then see all the things I want to share with you in this video. All right, so I'm sharing my video now, and here it's popping up. So I'm going to go into student preview. Okay, and this is for the 9165 class. Remember, I'm also teaching a 2143. The 9165 is Monday, Wednesday nights from 6:15 until 9:30. The 2143 class is Tuesday and Thursday nights from 6:15 until 9:30 p.m. So the classes are identical. Identical in that they're both 2 days a week. Identical in that both are nights each week, and identical in the exact times, start time and end time for each class session. Okay, so these classes are mirrors of each other, with the exception that when I say in my Monday, Wednesday class, right, you have an exam on this Wednesday, and I mentioned I make a lot of videos, but I can't make a hour-long video just for CGS1060C 22, 27, 91, 65, and then do the very same thing for CGS1060C 22, 27, 21, 43, because there's not enough differences to justify that. So I will always tell you, though, on my videos, be sure that this is for the Monday, Wednesday class, or this is the Tuesday, Thursday class, and you have to, realize the dates, the due dates, the start dates, etc. The exam dates are based on which class you're in. All right. Okay. So this is for 9165, but this video is also going to be in a folder. This folder right here I call course videos, hover on it instead, created by Professor Maloney. I'll be making at least a dozen videos, possibly 14 or 15 in this 8-week mini-term class. And not one of these videos will be less than 20 minutes in all likelihood. And at least a third of them will be 50 or more minutes long. And probably at least 3 or 4 will be over an hour. Okay. At least half will be 40 minutes or more long. So these are lengthy videos. Again, I'm not bragging about them. I'm not saying they're good. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that they're not very good at all. I don't prep for them. I teach a lot of classes. This is the fall term right now. I have 2 C++ programming classes, and those are very, very, very demanding. I also created the CGS1060C advanced desktop class for the MDC Online, which is the fully online class, modality that we utilize. And this is every 3rd year I have to update all my entire class, basically, because books change and objectives change and learning competencies change. So I'm having to do all that this term as well. And in the spring term, I'll be teaching a cloud computing class. I've got a couple certifications with Amazon Web Services. I also got a couple certifications with IBM Artificial Intelligence, and I also got a Google IT Automation with Python certification. And then from the old days, I have my A+ hardware and A+ software, and I've got my networking plus. So I've got quite a few certifications. And by the way, if you're an NTech student, if you're in any computer engineering or computer science or computer information technology or information security, cybersecurity, any of these kinds of programs, I highly suggest that you work on getting some certifications, because although everybody loves a college degree these days, it's almost equally important to have some certifications and some experience. So you also want to make sure that you talk to the whoever's at the school to make sure that you can try to get into an internship at some point during your time here, especially if you're in like a CIT type, an AS program. It's only 2 years, so for sure the third term, meaning the start of year 2, you probably want to see if you can find an internship. And to get one, you probably really need to start looking by the 2nd term here, right? If you're in a baccalaureate program, a bachelor's program here, after the first couple of years, for sure, you then want to try to get an internship and again, work on certifications as well, right? Okay, so now let's first talk about the modalities, right? At Miami-Dade College, we have 4 modalities. One is MDC Online. MDC Online is a fully asynchronous online environment where you do the assignments that have been provided to you, that are in your syllabus or in your schedule of activities, whatever your professor calls them, and you just have to do them by the due dates that are there. There are no requirements for you to attend any quote-unquote live sessions. And because of that, there's very little interaction with other students, but that's MDC Online. We have another one called face-to-face. Well, everybody knows face-to-face, it's in person. So that's where you go to the Miami-Dade College Homestead campus, or if you're a student, by the way, that's in obviously at a different campus. A lot of students take my classes, even if they're at other campuses, especially in my upper level, like the C++ classes, the Cloud Essentials classes, the Advanced Desktop class, the A+ hardware software, any of those type classes. I get lots of students from other campuses because perhaps they've heard some nice things about me. But I always tell you, we're telling students, go to Rate My Professor. If you don't know anything about a professor, go to Rate My Professor. If my reviews are all bad, well, then you sure don't want to be in my class. But if they're all good, you still might not want to be in my class. You should look at the common theme. What's the common theme? And also observe things. Like in this class, you'll see here, there's a folder. It's called Course Videos created by Professor Maloney. Now, at this point, I haven't created any for this class, for the 9165 or the 2143 class. But I'll click here, I'll show you. So I base my class on my previous class, right? And then that means this is from the fall term of 2022. So you see, class overview, 51 minutes. I'm not playing this one for you guys though. I'm going to delete this one and upload the current one. So mine will be brand new for this. MindTap overview, 41 minutes. Windows 10 MindTap training, 51 minutes. Word training demo, 65 minutes. Word module 1 project demonstration, 44 minutes. Excel overview video, 61 minutes. Excel MindTap demo video, 57 minutes. Excel Module 1 project demo, 47 minutes. Access database build demonstration video, 114 minutes. Access MindTap training demo, 49 minutes. PowerPoint MindTap training demo, 48 minutes. And PowerPoint MindTap Module 1 project demo, 54 minutes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to Excel Module 1, that. 6, 7, 8 up to Word Module 1, that. 9, 10 up to that. 11. So 12 for the current class, but I'll be again modifying a lot of these and making them work for you guys. Or in some cases, like when it's an overview, where it's just me talking about some of my experiences and using these things, like Excel overview, this one may be 1 year old, but it's still me, and it's talking about basic features on Excel. So I don't need to change that every week, so to speak. So that one won't be any different. Access database build demo. This is just me demonstrating what Access is all about. So I probably won't make a new one of these for you guys, but I'll be making a new training demo, new module 1 project demo, those things. All right. But anyway, so I was talking about modalities. So MDC Online is, let's just call it the first modality, right? That's just, you're online, you go to whatever site, it's either Blackboard or Canvas, you go to your class, there'll be a syllabus, there might be a tentative schedule of activities, and there'll be assignments, and you just kind of do everything as you're told to do them, but you won't see the professor, and you don't have any required synchronous. Synchronous means required, like live things that you have to do. Obviously, in person, that's what I was alluding to a few minutes ago when I said that if you are a Homestead campus student, you go to building D, perhaps room 307, 308, 309. That's where we teach most of these Intro to Computers classes. I also teach my C++ classes in there. I teach my Cloud Essentials class in there. My A+ hardware and A+ software are taught in the G building. My Networking Essentials is taught in the G building. It just depends. But since the pandemic, quote unquote, the COVID pandemic, I've been doing all my classes as MDC Live. I did agree, and I told my department chair that I would teach Cloud Essentials in the spring face-to-face for the first time now, and it'll almost be 3 years then, but it's about 2 years and 6 months now. Anyway, maybe 7 months. So that's the second modality. So MDC Online, fully asynchronous. That's the key word. Asynchronous means you do things whenever you want, as long as, of course, you adhere to the dates, the dates rules. Face-to-face, obviously, you're seeing the professor face-to-face. He or she is teaching you things. He or she is giving you assignments, some of them in class, especially probably when it's taking a test, things like that. Then there's blended. Blended is sort of a mix of face-to-face and online. The mix means that, and normally in the case of blended, about 30% of the class sessions must be done face-to-face. But that means about 2/3 of them. So if it's 30, and then it's 70. If it's 33, then it's 67. But something like that, where about 2/3 of the classes are taught blended, and normally the blended just means exactly like online, but where 1/3 of the time you have to go to the class. And of course, the professors would give you a schedule showing you all that and talking about all that. So that's the third modality. And then the fourth modality is MDC Live. And MDC Live is what we implemented once the pandemic started, because obviously at that point, nobody was going to school, any school in the country. Nobody was going to any schools. Everything was being done remotely. And rather than just do MDC Online, MDC Online in the case of Miami-Dade College, we thought, what, why can't we do, or why shouldn't we do, why don't we have some things where we can still have requirements for students to come to class at a particular time. And when you do that, that's a synchronous online class. So what you're seeing today in this video, and I'm going to be playing this video in class, by the way, on day 1, but what you're seeing in my kind of classes that are MDC live is you must come to class exactly when your class schedule tells you. So in both of the classes that this video pertains to, you have class from 6:15 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. Okay, and in those 3 hours and 15 minutes, I've kind of set the classes up in my own way. Okay, where I make you have a required what I call live class session from 6:15 p.m. until 7:45. So you have 1.5 hours where you must come to class. Attendance is automatically captured, by the way. And because this is a mini term class, if you miss 2 sessions, for sure you will be dropped. Arbitrarily, unequivocally, you will be dropped. So do not miss any classes. Okay. So 6:15 until 7:45, I'll be doing these videos. So you see 51 minutes, 41 minutes, 51, 65, etc. But like I said, well, I haven't said yet, but what I do to lengthen it, like this 51 minutes, when I'm playing it in class, I'll stop it 3 or 4 or 5 times and add 2 or 3 minutes in each of those areas I stop. So it's really an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, even though it says 51. The 41's for sure an hour, even though it only says 41, right? So every day, I'll either be playing videos or lecturing you talking, but most of my lectures these days are video lectures. And then I just stop the video when I want to talk about something or to add another point that extends what my video was talking about. All right, so 6:15 to 7:45. Then I give you a 15-minute break. So you're on break from 7:46, let's say, until 7:59. At 8 p.m., I require you to be in another required live Collaborate Ultra sessions link. So you see, I'll be showing these things right here from this link that I have already set these up. I'll actually click it now just to kind of show you. So all these videos here, same thing, by the way, in the 2143 class, all the same thing. It's just that where this one says recurring 1024 and 1026 and 1026, the Tuesday, Thursday classes, meaning the 2143s, will say recurring 1025, recurring 1027, and recurring 1027. Okay? But anyway, so from 8 until 8:45, I require you to be working on MindTap assignments. This is at the Cengage MindTap site for the class. This is where 98% of your class grade comes from, by the way, at Cengage MindTap. All right, I've already created the class. This student start here shows you how to get there, and I'll demo some of these things obviously today, but I'll also talk about them again in class. And you know, there's just a lot. So anyway, from 8 to 8:45, that's also required. So there's a 15-minute break between 7:40, we'll call it 7:45 and 8. But other than that, from 6:15 until 8:45, you're required to either be in my lecture, my required live class sessions link. If I click this here, you'll see there's now all these sessions are specifically for the 6:15 to 7:45. Okay, so if I click this one again to take that away, then the next one is the working on MindTap. So you guys would click in there, and then you pick the day based on which days are there. Every day, you know, every Monday, Wednesday, or every Tuesday, Thursday, depending on which class you're in, is the link you would click. Okay, so that's the second one down here. So this one. And then the last one is an optional. Optional, most of you know, and I'm sure you're honing right in on that, because it's, oh, optional, good, I don't have to be there. And you don't. But if you have questions or if you want a little help on training tasks, you can show up at 8:45, which is the minute after the required working on MindTap assignments is. But you're here to talk to me if you have questions about your grade, questions about whether you should drop the class, questions about how to do something at MindTap. I won't help on projects, and I'll talk more about projects later. But basically what we do at MindTap is you're going to be working on training. Training is like hands-on doing, and then the projects are based on the hands-on doing from the trainings. But you have to do the projects on your own computer. And again, I'll talk about that after a while. And the optional is, like I just said, so if at 8:44 you don't want to be here, you don't have to be at this one. Okay, you can come anytime though you have questions. But I'll also say 8:45 to 9:30. At 9 o'clock anyway. If not one person has been there, 9 o'clock, I'll be out of there. So you don't get to just say, oh, I'll go in at 9:29, see if he's there. I'll be there starting at 8:45, okay? And I'll be there until 9:30 as long as I have students there. Otherwise, this one is not, I'm not here. I'm not here beyond 9 o'clock. But you see, if you look in your schedule, it shows a 6:15 p.m. start and it shows a 9:30 p.m. end. So that's what you've got right here. All right. Okay. So anyway, let's go back up now and I'm going to go to the very top. So homepage. The homepage for this class just shows, it's primarily course announcements. And I don't do a lot of course announcements because everything I do, almost everything, is all these big long videos. So I'll be posting a lot of videos, but there will be an announcement posted either today, and today, by the way, is Saturday, October 22nd, or tomorrow, Sunday, October 23rd. And the announcement's going to tell you how to get into my required live Collaborate Ultra sessions. Because at 6:15 on Monday for this class, 9165, and at 6:15 p.m. on Tuesday for the 2143 class, you both need to come in here. You click on required live Collaborate Ultra sessions. Then you click the first link. I didn't say what this one is, by the way. This one, anytime I create videos, I create them in Collaborate Ultra, and then I upload them to my YouTube channel, and then YouTube will do the closed captioning for me. So this is only required while I'm creating it. It'll end more or less in another 40 or so minutes, and then this one won't be there. So when you guys come in, it's just these three. So at 6:15, you have to be right here. So you click that link. And you also, by the way, could have clicked the link from this down arrow on the right side where it says show occurrences. It doesn't matter which way you do it. I click right here, and then I'm looking for 1024, which is the first one. Once this one is over with, then the next one will show up as being for 1026, okay? So anyway, and if you're Tuesday, Thursday, this would be 1025, okay? All right, so that. And then when I say, all right, so now class is over, guys, 7:45. But remember, you must work on your MindTap assignments. And here, when you're on MindTap assignments, I can see whether you're working there or not. I don't get to see you guys, but I see if you're working. I can tell when you signed into something, when you finish something. And so when I say now you must be working over here, then that's what you must do. But as I get to know you, so listen to this part too. As I get to know you, and if you're a sharp person, you're always wanting to work ahead. So when we're talking about Microsoft Word as an example, that's going to be from days 3, but day 3 meaning just that's also the exam for Windows 10, because I have the overlap days in this kind of a class. But I want you to work on all those assignments. And if you finish all those assignments in, let's say, 2 days, then there's 1 day where you wouldn't need to come into the working on MindTap assignments link. But you'd have to tell me, you have to come and say, Professor, can you verify that I finished all 4 Word lessons and all 3 Word projects? Or if it's on Excel, Professor, can you verify that I finished all my Excel assignments, all 4 lessons and all 3 projects? And I'll tell you. And if you have, then I'll say, you are excellent, you can go. Okay, and then of course, again, the optional is for the live office sessions, just if you want to talk to me either about how to find your grades. And by the way, that's in my grades. So anyway, homepage. There'll be announcements. There will be 1 announcement here posted by Sunday for sure, so that every student in here, and by the way, when I post announcements, I also email them. So nobody has an excuse. Professor, I didn't see the announcement. I don't know why it wasn't on my computer. And I'll say, oh, okay, student, thank you. But just as an FYI, here it is on my email. My email, I sent it to you on, and let's just pretend I sent it on this day here. And I say, oh, okay, so 7:21 p.m. on Friday, 10/21, I posted your course announcement. So did you read my emails? Do you read email in general? Did you look at the course announcement? You have no excuse not to be here. But if you do miss the class because you don't read announcements or you don't check your email, well, what will happen is that'll be an official absence. And if you miss 2, you're out of the class, right? So it's a lot. So anyway, I send my announcements via email as well. So that's the only thing you're going to see here in the homepage. Next thing, student start here. I'll just kind of give you a quick overview on the student start here. So when you come here, This is the only link you need to worry about. There are links down below if you just want to watch little demo videos. These are not created by me. These are created by Cengage, okay? But I demonstrate how to do SAM training for you for Windows 10, and then a separate video for Word, separate video for Excel, separate video for Access, separate video for PowerPoint to actually demonstrate the actual things you are doing. But I demonstrate about 25% of each training training assignments, okay? I will also demonstrate a project in Microsoft Word. I'll demonstrate another project in Microsoft Excel and another in Microsoft PowerPoint. So I'll have 3 videos here as well. But these videos, I only give you, quote unquote, give you, because I'm demonstrating how to do projects. But I tell you, remember that your projects are based on your training, okay? So when you do your training, that then gets you ready to do a project. If you do your projects, you'll do great because the projects are worth a lot more than your trainings. By the way, projects are worth 32% of your grade. Exams are worth 50% of your grade. So 50 and 32, you see that's 82% of your grade. Then trainings are worth 16% of your grade. So 82 and 16 is 98. And then you have 1 bio post. So there's only one thing you have to do at Blackboard, and it's in the discussion boards, which I'm also going to show here in a bit. But what you would have to do is click this. And I'm not going to do it in your preview right now because I don't want to demonstrate the student preview when a professor uses it is not quite as good. But once you click this link, and I'm going to have another demo video on day 2 in class to show how to register at the MindTap site for this class. And that one will demonstrate going through this link, okay? So for now, I'm going to skip this one, but that's where you're going to go. I'm sorry, I'm going to get out of your preview and then go to mine. And once you register, so pretend you've now registered at MindTap by clicking this link and just following the instructions, putting in your access code and whatever else. But then when you come back and click it again, it'll then bring you straight over to the class, unless you don't allow pop-ups. I purposefully do not allow pop-ups because I want you guys to learn how to prevent them. So every day, all I got to do is click my launch content. But you can look at the lock to the left of the URL up top of the screen to see that. You can also go into your 3 dots over here for settings and more settings if you need more help on pop-up blockers. And but it's nice and easy. And I click this link as a reminder that you guys do need to enable your pop-ups. But if you do it one by one this way, it'll always pop up. So now remember, this would be the second time you click that link. The first time you click it, you're going to be asked to register. And see, this is for $91.65. But the 2143 class will be the very same, and it'll say TR. MW is Monday, Wednesday. TR is Tuesday, Thursday. But in terms of assignments, they're all the same. In terms of dates, they're 1 day off. Monday classes will have an exam always 1 day earlier than Tuesday, Thursday classes, okay? Assignments, therefore, in Monday, Wednesday classes are always due 1 day earlier than assignments in Tuesday, Thursday classes. But again, it's an 8-week term, about 15 days in the term. And so I just make them work. But I'll just quickly show you, even though I'm going to have another demo on MindTap, so I won't be going too much into this. But basically, the first thing you have to do is in operating systems. And if you scroll down, you'll see 2 orange bubbles. This is for when you are registered. You can't do this until you're registered at the site. It tells you it unlocks on October 26th at 12 a.m. Windows 10 training, and it's due October 31 at 6 p.m. Everything is due at 6 p.m. because you guys have class with me starting at 6:15 p.m. So what this means here is that October 26th, this is again for my Monday, Wednesday class. So the very first second of October 26th, okay, meaning 12 a.m. in the morning that day, this Windows 10 training is available, all right? It's not officially due until October 31, which is next Monday, a week from this coming Monday. And it's Halloween, obviously, but that's October 31. One student sent me an email asking if it's a class day. Of course, it's a class day. So yes, it is. It's not a holiday. So anyway, so the ones with it filled in bubbles are what you have to do. Now in Windows 10, there's only 2, but in Word, you'll see there's 4 different modules. And if I click in this one, module 1, there's required SAM training. When does it unlock? The very day you take that exam. And when is it due? The very night off at 6 p.m. when you take your next exam, which would be right here, November 9. So everything, there's not one day, in other words, where there's not something that you should be working at on your assignments, unless, of course, you just have lots of time and you do a great job working in ahead. Windows 10, just to let you know, there's 21 training tasks. Word, there's 126, which is exactly 6 times more. Exactly 6 times more. Then when you get up to Excel, Excel has 135. So that's another 9 after 6 times more for Word. And then after Excel, Access has 143 or 144. And then after Access, PowerPoint has, and that's obviously the last thing we do in the class, but PowerPoint has 155 tasks. So Windows 10, 21 tasks. And that's what you're going to be tested on, 21 tasks. Word, 126 tasks. And that's what you're going to be tested on. But you'll only be tested on maybe 30 or so questions or tasks in Word. So how do you do it? How do you know which 30? Obviously, you got to study all 126 of them, right? Same with Excel. When you're in Excel, you'll be having to do 130 something tasks. The test will most likely have between 28 and 36, something like that. And again, it's based on all these others. Go to Module 2, more assignments. Module 3, more assignments. All the orange filled in bubbles, they all have a date and they all tell you when they unlock. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this one now so I can go backwards and get back to the rest of what I wanted to show you guys. So this is 9165. Okay, so I'm just going to close this tab by clicking right here. All right, and now I'm back to my navigation menu in Blackboard. So let me open this one up again in your view. So I covered the home page. I did what's that student start here. Here's the syllabus and tentative schedule of activities. So you click the link, and I have it blow up right here, where the link goes. Okay, I'll just show you just all the way to the bottom, because at the very bottom, right, starting here, you see there's a tentative assignment schedule. Changes may always occur, but here's where I put basically what you're doing all the time. But you just saw on the MindTap site how all these things show up over there too. Okay, so here I'll just kind of show you in a nutshell how my tentative assignment schedule works. So it's basically 3 columns. The first column is how many days, which days. So unit 1 is days 1, 2, and 3. For Monday, Wednesday class, that means Monday the 24th, Wednesday the 26th, and Monday the 31st. Okay, but Monday the 31st is also the exam. So, but I'll just go column by column. So there's day 1 through 3, and then the next one I do day 3 again, but through 6. So day 3 is just so that if you're ahead and you're ready to go already, then do it, because you only get day 6. You're going to be taking the exam, so you don't have much time. And days mean weeks. In effect, like 2 days is 1 week, right? So basically, days 3 through 6 here, if you want, takes you to the end of week 3. All right. And then the next one, unit 3. And now here, I give you another day early, so that if you're done with Word, you can start on Excel even a day earlier. All right. All the assignments. Day 4 is unit 4 is for Microsoft Access and PowerPoint. So it goes through day 15. So here the middle column are just some of the actual days available, but also what you're going to be doing, but in a general sense. So days 1 to 3, intro is just like this big video I'm doing here. But the assignments, you must post your bio discussion forum by 10/26. Again, this is Monday, Wednesday class. Tuesday, Thursdays, it'll say due 10/27. Okay. Windows 10 training, I allow you to start on the very second day of class. You must be registered at the Cengage MindTap site on that second day of class, or you need to drop the class, or you'll be dropped from the class, because there's too much to do and you must do what you have to do. So for the first 3 days, that's all you have to do. A bio post, which I'll be letting you do in class on day 2, most likely. I may even do it in day 1. It doesn't matter, but I'll be showing you mine as part of this overview video. So that's that. And then the next part is, underneath this horizontal line here, it's still days 2 and 3. So it's still part of unit 1. So day 2, I'm saying bio post and reply post to a classmate's bio post. In other words, you first have to create a thread, and I'll show you again where, but it's in the discussion forums link on the left side of my navigation menu in Blackboard. And then you create a thread. You must follow the instructions. I tell you, I want 2 full paragraphs of information, and I want a picture of you. You must supply a picture or you'll automatically lose probably 30% of your post value. All right. Anyway, and then day 3, Windows 10 exam. And over here, just goes a little bit more on the specifics of everything. So here, the Windows 10 training is available from October 26th through October 31 at 6 p.m. Windows 10 exam is available about an hour and 40 minutes later. I always want to get my video in, and then I'm going to have 7:40 up until 9. So on exam days, you'll see that there won't be a section there for required required assignments to do required assignments at MindTap. But obviously, if you finish early, you're welcome to go over there and do some work. Okay. Anyway, so I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can see that basically it's just covering everything based on days. And if you divide the days by 2, it means that would tell you where we are in weeks. So Unit 2 ends at the end of week 3. Unit 3 ends more or less at the end of week 4.5. Unit 3, that is. And Unit 4 ends more or less at the end of, technically, oh wait, what am I saying here? 9 through 15. Wait, did I mess up? Oh my God. Let's see. 8 weeks. No, there's only 16 days. Yeah, silly me. There's 16 days. And it's actually 15 because one class, the Tuesday, Thursday class, there's no class on Thanksgiving. So on the other class, even though I don't give any days off, I based everything on 15 days anyway. So anyway, that's more or less 7.5 weeks is what it amounts to. All right, 7.5 total weeks. All right. So that, and then like I said, at the end, the assignment schedule of activities is very, very, very good. Everything else, though, in the syllabus, let me show you also what it does in a fairly quick manner now. So, Professor, that's me, email. You don't call me at my office. I'm not even in my office. I'm working remotely. But if you do call me anyway, I won't return your call. That's not a negative, but I don't return my call because I'm not working from my office and I don't use those silly little Google things to get hide numbers and stuff. I don't do it. You don't send me any phone calls. You don't send me any texts. You send me an email and I reply quickly. You'll get a faster reply from Professor Maloney than most likely every and any professor you've ever had. Okay. Sometimes I like to say that I reply quicker than you hit the send button, meaning I'm already replying before you send the email. Okay. But anyway, so and then these are the sessions. So live remote required 6:15 until 7:45 for Monday, Wednesday. But if you're in my Tuesday, Thursday class, just in your mind, change MW to TR. It's 6:15 to 7:45 for you too, but not on Monday, Wednesday, instead on Tuesday, Thursday. Required working on assignments at MindTap. Tuesday, oh, see, I got to change that now. Tuesday, Thursday, get out of there. Tuesday, Thursday, let me go to my syllabus. Probably because I was talking about all those things here. Let's see here. All right, so that was this. Make sure again. This is 9165 and it's Monday, Wednesday. Okay, yeah, so this one here, MW. Right, so now see, I save that, submit that. All right, so we'll assume that's now done. Okay, so, oops. Oh yeah, I was at the syllabus. So that's the syllabus again. But Monday, Wednesday, I was saying, and Tuesday, Thursday, everything is the same thing. It's just which day, not anything else but the day, okay? So if you're Monday, Wednesday, yours is going to be 9165 reference number. If you're Tuesday, Thursday, yours will be reference number 2143, all right? All right, so student start here covered, home page covered, syllabus covered. Required live collaborate ultra sessions, I already showed it to you, so I'm saying it's covered, even though I'm going to demo it again in my MindTap demonstration video for this class, okay? All right, so that's done. Course videos created by Professor Maloney. I told you that these are more or less a dozen videos, and I showed you the lengths. They're not, it's not like going to watch a movie. So, 51 minutes, 100 minutes, 49 minutes, 48 minutes, 54 minutes, whatever. They're not like a TV show. It's very boring, just like this one I'm creating right now. But the thing is, I put them in this folder. I create them for you guys, and anytime you want to watch something, you can watch it. And obviously, the good thing is you can pause it periodically. You can use CC if you need to, closed captioning, but you can just look for certain things that way and use it to help you if you have questions. Okay. All right. So that's where they will be. Discussion boards. Now, discussion boards. So again, first there's an instruction thing. You click discussion boards link in the left navigation menu, and then you come over here and there's two. One is an optional forum for students to chat. So that's just if you guys want to post notes to each other, you can. I don't go there. I don't monitor it. So it's only if you want to do that. But this one you must. Again, I put the word required. So you must create a thread with your bio. It must include 2 paragraphs. All right. And I say 4 to 6 sentences in each. You don't give me little stuff where you're telling me, very incomplete sentences where you give me three words and call that a sentence, and then 8 words and call it a sentence. No, you do what you're told, such as your major, where you're from, where you see yourself in 5 years, what you do, and a picture of yourself is also required. Then when you post yours, you must also then reply to at least one other student's bio post. Okay. Now, right now, there's nothing out there, but I'll post, mine is out there. Okay. So if I click on mine, you can kind of see mine. And this one, I'll go ahead and read the whole thing. All right. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the CGS1060C Introduction to Computers and Applications class. Before I go any further, let me say again, I'm saying again because I say it in my video, you must purchase your MindTap access code by the 2nd day of this class, Wednesday, October 26th. If you're in the Tuesday, Thursday class, when is it? Thursday, October 27th, right? If you do not have your access code by that date, I will have to drop you because this is an 8-week mini-term class. And just so you know, you still have the same number of assignments as students in my 16-week term classes. It's not a free lunch. It's not a free ride. You have to work harder because you, not me, you elected to take a very difficult CGS 1060 class in an 8-week mini-term session. You do that, then you have to own up to it, and then you have to work harder because that's what you have to do. You still have the same responsibilities. It's a 16-week class. You're taking it in 8 weeks. If it was a 16-week class, all those required class times would be from, well, the class itself would be from, if it was the same start time, we'll say 6:15, it would then be 1 hour and 40 minutes. So 6:15 and go until 7:55. Okay, that's 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yours is literally double the time because everything here is halved, right? 16 weeks turns to 8. So the required class sessions go from 1 hour 40 up to 3 hours and 15. All right. Okay. Anyway, so note that. Anyway, yeah, see, I say anyway. This is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to learn how to use the most popular business software program used today, which of course is Microsoft Office, and specifically Microsoft Word, Excel, Microsoft Access, and PowerPoint. Additionally, you'll get an overview on Windows 10 and the internet. As most of you know, using Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint very well can, using them very well. I'm not saying very well can, blah, blah. In other words, if you can use these applications very well, that can sometimes be the difference between getting a job or not. Because every business needs employees that can use the MS Office suite of applications very well. In this class, we will be using the Cengage MindTap platform. And I put here, must purchase your MindTap access code by the end of week 1. But the end of week 1, remember, it's a 2-day a week. It's not 7 days, it's 2 days. So if you're Monday, Wednesday, the end of week 1 is end of Wednesday. If you're Tuesday, Thursday, end of week 1 is end of Thursday. All right. So I'm Professor Maloney. I have a master's degree in information technology. I've been teaching at the university and college level for 17 years. For MDC, I primarily teach C++, occasionally a VB programming class, and probably be adding Python now that we're starting to teach Python. I also teach networking essentials, A+ hardware, A+ software, database concepts, introduction to computers, advanced desktop applications, which I created that advanced desktop applications for the virtual college. I also created their A+ hardware class, which is technically called Computer Essentials and Support, but I created that for them as well. Anyway, and then Cloud Essentials, Cybersecurity Fundamentals, and I put the class code named whatever there. All right. So I've been married for 25 years. Technically, it's getting close to 26. We have 2 sons. Jared is 24. Caleb is 22. Jared graduated from UCF in December 2020. So a year and 10 months ago now, with a Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Engineering. And he, Jared, just accepted a Marine Systems Engineering Officer position with the Royal Canadian Navy. I'm Canadian. I'm extremely proud. And he started this position this past September the 9th. So he's been up there now about 7 weeks. Okay. And my wife and me and our other son, Caleb, helped him move up there at the end of September. He's currently at the halfway point of his basic officer training program. And we will be going up again around the 1st of December to see his graduation from that 12-week program. But that 12-week program is nothing. He's in the Royal Canadian Navy for 8 years. It's an 8-year commitment because this is a big engineering officer position, and he'll be literally running a ship. I mean, obviously once he completes all the trainings, and there will be lots more training. So after this, he then will be, after the basic officer training is done, he'll be assigned to a Royal Canadian Navy ship in either Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is on the Atlantic Ocean, or Victoria, British Columbia, which is on the Pacific Ocean. Then poor Caleb finally. So also Caleb accepted his 7th grade science teaching position, grade 7 science teaching position with the Broward County Public Schools this past August. It's only 22. And when he accepted it in August, he was technically still 21. And he's currently about halfway done with his first semester as a science teacher. Absolutely proud of my 2 sons, okay? We also love to travel as much as we can. The picture below was taken this past March the 1st while we were in Toronto for Jared to take some of the required tests because it's engineering. Had to take a lot of math tests and science type tests and physicals and interviews with the Canadian Forces. So Jared is on the left, Caleb is next to him, I'm next to Caleb, and my beautiful wife is next to me. This is Toronto on March the 1st of this year. Okay, so this is Jared Maloney, the Marine Systems Engineering Officer with the Royal Canadian Navy. This is Caleb Maloney. He's the grade 7 science teacher, and he's now 22. Jared is again 24. This is the older person in the family, me, and this is my beautiful wife, Eva, who is the mother of these 2 boys, of course. So that is us. That is Toronto. So that was my bio. Now each of you must do the same, and after you post your bio, you are also required to post a reply message in someone else's bio post. All right? All right. Now, just so that in case some of you have a question, let me hit the edit button here, because by hitting the edit, it'll show you what you will have to do in yours. So when you click there, it'll up here at the top, it'll say create thread. It's not here because I'm in a thread, but it'll say create thread. You'll click it, and then you're going to put, so I got Professor Maloney's bio, you'll put your first and last name, Jane Doe's bio, Jim Smith's bio, whatever, right? But to get a picture into the post, you can attach it via just, making us click on it, but I'd rather you just do it. So what you do down here is where you're typing. See, here's where the body, the text part is, and all this up here is just formattings. This last plus right there will say add content. And if you click it, it'll be local files. So you click it, and then you'd say insert a local file, and the local file means from your computer. Then you'll browse to wherever your pictures are, okay, and then add a picture. All right, so in this text area, you do all the typing, and then what I did is just enter a space, and then I click the plus, and then I click the add content, the insert local files content, and then clicked on a picture. All right, and of course then hit submit. All right, so that is that. Now let's get out of that one. And Toronto, of course, I didn't say too much about it. Toronto is an absolutely beautiful city. Toronto, my God, yes, I hope you agree. Okay, now, so that's that. That discussion board. My grades. So if you click here, my grades. Let's see, I didn't do anything. I'll say cancel, and I'll hit submit just in case. So on your my grades link, okay, am I still in your preview? I'm not, am I? No, let me go back to your preview. Enter. Student preview. Okay, so I am in the preview again. Now, so my grades, you click my grades, and all these things will show up, but there won't be anything there, okay? But as you do assignments, then they will show up. Sometimes you may have to click on graded. Sometimes you may have to click on upcoming. Sometimes you may have to click on submitted. It depends what you're doing, where you're at. But the default is all. okay? And the one I want you guys to focus on is the weighted total. Now, there's actually two weighted totals for some reason, but you'll have a weighted total which actually shows a grade. That's obviously the weighted total. It looks like they have an extra link there, but that, I mean, it's not a link because it's going to show information. But if one doesn't show anything, don't worry about that. But I do grades very specifically. I give you more information than probably most professors. So I have a weighted total, which takes category grades and weights. In my syllabus, oh, you know what? I got out of the syllabus before I showed you my weights. But basically, exams are 50% of your class grade, okay? Projects at MindTap are 32% of your class grade, so 50 and 32 is 82. Training at MindTap is 16%, so 82 and 16 is 98. And then your bio post is 2%, so 98 and 2 is 100, okay? But I then also do an average of all your exams. So at the end of the term, you'll have had 5 exams. But after only one exam, the one exam you take is also your average exam, right? Then after your second exam, this one will automatically reflect the first exam plus the second exam divided by 2. And that, so I give you everything very current. So exams average you're going to see just by clicking your My Grades. Like I said, you may have to click graded or upcoming or whatever, depending on where you are in the term. But most of these assignments, you know, since it's such a short class, it'll be pretty similar. Like you see Access exam December 5, Excel exam November 23, Word November 9, Windows 10 October 31. Again, this is Monday, Wednesday. So for Tuesday, Thursday, what? November 1, November 10, November 24, December 6, December 15, right? And it tells you when your Word projects are due, when your Excel stuff is due. So this is a good tool. Make sure you click on that. MindTap technical support. This is if you're having an issue at MindTap, you don't call Professor Maloney, or you don't email Professor Maloney. If you have an issue where your MindTap is just not letting you do something, not the trainings. Again, remember, you'll watch a video on that with me in class on either the end of day 1 or day 2. I have to figure that out soon, but either way, it'll be the first week. But this number, if you're having an issue where your MindTap is just not letting you do something, you can call them if you have a technical question, like allowing pop-ups as an example. I demonstrated how you do that. But you know, anything that's technical about Cengage MindTap, you can call that number. They'll most likely want you to create a case first. But if you tell them you're in Professor Maloney's class, give that information there. And if you call between 8 and 5, you know, for the most part, they're going to help you. All right. So anyway, that's that one. So discussion boards, My Grades, technical support. Now, two more very important, even though they're way down here. So MDC library. Now, because this class, so the library opens up into a new page. Okay, so that's just the way I made the link. So, but I want that. So see, we're here in my navigation menu. You're in your class. I click the library, and here's the library. Within the library, this right here, Office 365 Student Advantage, you must put on your computer, or you must be using it online. If you use it online, it's called Office 365. If you put it on your computer, it's Office 2019. Okay. If you have it on your computer, it's much easier when you're doing your projects to do them on your computer as opposed to on the Microsoft online site. So please, what you do is you click here, okay, and then you read this. It's free, okay, it is free, and it's also for Mac users, so Mac and PC and technically even mobile devices. It's not for the Chromebook. So if you're the biggest Google fan, which I'm anything but Google Chromebook, they don't let you do anything on it. They want you to obviously use Google Docs. They want you to sign your life away with everything you do, with passwords and everything, all being controlled by wonderful Google. And I don't mean wonderful in a whatever way. Anyway, so, but projects you have to do after you do trainings. The trainings and the exams, by the way, and practice exams at the MindTap site are done in what we call a virtual machine. I'll talk about this more as the class goes along, but basically it means like when you're doing Windows 10 training, even if your computer is running a Mac, or even if you're on Windows 11, or if you have a real old computer and you have an older version of a Microsoft Windows version, then when you're doing the training on MindTap, though, you're in a virtual machine, and the virtual machine, whether it's a Linux device, a Unix device, meaning a Mac, or a Chromebook even, in this case, they'll all be running Windows 10 in a virtual machine. So that's how you're learning Windows 10. And then if you have an old version of Word, Office, let's say you have Office 2010, like your mom or dad gave it to you 100 years ago. But if you're running, when you get to the point where you're doing Microsoft Word, the Word trainings you're going to be doing is going to be based on Office 365 Pro Plus, again, or Office 2019 if it's on your computer, but they're the same. But you'd be running it in a virtual machine. So even if you have Office 2010, you're still getting the new one, which is what you're training on. When you take your exams, again, you can take the exam on a Chromebook, you can take the exam on a Mac, you can take it on an iPad, you can also take it on any Windows machine or any Linux machine, because you'll be taking exams also in pop-up windows running a virtual machine. But projects you do on your computer, or in the one of the computer labs, or the what's it called, the library, learning resources. The learning resources area, they also of course have all Windows computers, and they have Office 365 Pro Plus on those. All right, so that's what you've got to do there. Now let's go back over here. So that was Cendgate. No, it was on the library link. Sorry. So anyway, then you just click on the link. Oops, I already opened that link too, right? Where did I go? Okay, yeah, here. So when you click on this library link here, the Office 365 Student Advantage, you want to install it on your computer. It is free, but they're going to ask you to put in your credentials. So you're going to go to myoffice.mdc.edu, click that link, and then you just put in whatever they ask you to do, and you can download that to up to 5 computers, by the way. Let's see, it's up to 5 devices. Okay. All right. So that's that. I'm going to get out of there now. And then get out of the library actually. So come back to my content. So under that is tutoring. If you need help, okay, and again, if you need help in an 8-week term class, you're not going to be able to get anything done. So you don't need to be in the class. You need to drop it and take it as a full 16-week term in the spring term. Do not try to do what you can't do. But anyway, to get tutoring, you click that link, MDC tutoring. It opens up in a new page. And then you click what you're looking for. So you're looking for tutoring, okay? So you click tutoring, and then you want to see which campus you're in. So in our case, we're Homestead, okay? And Homestead, there's your tutoring options for what they have. They've changed this up. I got to look at this. That computer courtyard flight simulator. No, what? And there's something. They've changed this. Let's say drop in. I'll just click drop in tutoring. So there's 2 things. You can do tutoring from either online or in person. So let me just click from here for now, just to see what's going to happen, because I'm confused. All right, so they're not showing the CGS training now. So I need to air traffic control lab, computer courtyard, flight simulator, learning STEM, and that. I'll have to talk to my department chair to see what the heck happened, because this has changed. This has changed. Now, of course, it might be just by watching one of these little things here you can do, and then you'll be A-okay. But either way, see, this is what it's supposed to show right here: writing, math, science, and tech. Okay, and NTech is CGS. That's what you would be asking for training, for tutoring with. Right? But I'm going to get out of that for now. All right, so that's that. Email to a link to Professor Maloney. I haven't verified this in this class yet. Sometimes I disable these, but you know my email. I said jmalone1@mdc.edu. My name is Maloney, M-A-L-O-N-E-Y, but they changed the Y to a number 1 in the email. All right. All right. Anyway, so that I think is enough of an overview for now. So I'm going to stop this lengthy video. And you'll see me in class. All right. Have a great day.